Hey guys, my name is Amanda and welcome to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here today. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some fruit DIYs that I truly hope you enjoy. If you're new here, please consider sticking around by subscribing, hitting that bell button so you're notified every time that I upload. Also, giving me a thumbs up really helps me out here on YouTube. Okay, let's jump into our first DIY. This DIY is so quick and easy, if you blink you may miss it, but Dollar Tree does sell glass plates and also glass vases, or you can get large glass vases at the thrift store. This glass vase I believe came from Dollar General on clearance, but my plate is from Dollar Tree. I'm going to be filling this with some lemons from my stash, but you can use any fruit that you like. You can buy lemons at Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby on sale. Once your vase is full, you can use E6000 or a strong adhesive to attach your plate to the top and then just decorate it any way you like. I got these cute little decorations from Hobby Lobby. You can get them 40% off right now from the spring collection, and I thought that they would look really nice on top of here. I also have some succulents from my stash, so I just decorated this up, but of course you could switch it up any way that you like, and I just think that this is so adorable, and for just a few dollars you have a really cute display piece or centerpiece for a table. Moving into our next DIY, I'm going to show you how I made this really easy lemon wreath. Now, you could go ahead and cut out felt and glue it together and make these lemons on your own. Or you could go to Hobby Lobby, where right now a large garland of them is $7.99 with 40% off. So that is a very reasonable price. And honestly, I don't think that you could make all of these out of felt for very much cheaper, and it would take quite a bit of time. So for the convenience, I think it's a great deal. I simply just cut all of these little lemon pieces off of the garland, and I have a wire ring. It is from a Dollar Tree wreath form, from one of the orb forms, but Dollar Tree does sell wreath forms, and honestly, I would have rather used one of their traditional forms, as it would have supported the back more, but I didn't have one on hand, so this ring worked out just fine for me. Now, as you can see, there's two different types of lemons on this garland. There's one lemon that is just one piece, and then there's some that are two pieces. So I just tried to alternate these the best that I could. I did use hot glue to attach them to this ring. So as you can see, I did it on top of a silicone mat so it did not stick. Here is the ribbon from Hobby Lobby that I got 40% off that I'm using to make a bow. If you don't like bows, just continue this pattern all the way around and leave the bow out. You will have enough felt lemons if you get the garland from Hobby Lobby to complete this wreath. You can use this largest ring from the orb like I did, or I believe it would be equal to a 14-inch wreath form from Dollar Tree. Here's how I created my bow by just forming 3 loops on either side, cutting off the excess. I did cinch it tightly in the middle. You can use a pipe cleaner, zip tie, or like me, twine. Once my bow was glued down to the ring, I did want to support it further, so I just took a piece of twine and wrapped it around a couple times and tied it securely, and that's just going to make sure that my bow doesn't go anywhere. You can also flip this over and add a little bit of glue to the back of the lemons if you feel like it's a little wobbly. I did add a smaller bow on top of my larger bow. My smaller bow only has 2 loops on either side, and then I just formed a small little loop here with some spare ribbon and placed that in the middle. I took one of the little flowers off of one of the extra lemons I wasn't using and placed it on top of my bow. Here's what this looks like for just a few dollars. It is quick, easy, and I think absolutely adorable. And we're on to the next one, which may be my favorite of the whole video. When I first started my channel, I made a strawberry picture using a wood round that I absolutely loved, but today I'm going to show you how to do it using a pizza pan from Dollar Tree. I spray painted my pizza pan black, and then I took this paper placemat from Hobby Lobby. You can find paper placemats at Hobby Lobby. They come in about a 30 pack, and they're a great deal. I can't remember the exact price as because I purchased this last season, but if you can also get them on sale and they're just a few dollars, they're great for crafting. So I am going to cut it to size. I did that by just using my fingernail to trace the indent so I would know where to cut. I then used some Mod Podge. I Mod Podged over my entire pizza pan, even the sides, because the paint will scratch off easily if you don't do that. I grabbed some boxwood from Walmart. It's very inexpensive, and I pulled it all off of the stem. Then I am going to be gluing my boxwood where the greenery is on the picture to give this a 3D appearance. I just followed the pattern of the greenery that is already on this image and used some hot glue to glue this down. I did it all the way around until I reached the top side here, and I left a space because I'm going to place a bow. If you don't like bows, don't leave a space, just go all the way around. Once I get this all done, I'm going to grab some strawberries that I purchased at Hobby Lobby for just a few dollars. You can purchase these 40% off and get a great deal on them. I had to discard a couple of mine because my puppy got a hold of them and chewed on them. But this is what the bag looks like. You can find it in the aisle at Hobby Lobby where they have all their fake fruit and foods. And again, you can get a great deal. So I am just gluing it down on top of my greenery here. I do try to nestle the berries into the greenery so they're not sticking out awkwardly, but here's what this looks like. I grabbed this ribbon from Hobby Lobby, $5.99, but again, you can get it 40% off right now from their spring collection. I formed a bow with 3 loops on either side and glued it down into the space that I left. I'm also going to glue a berry there in the middle, but as I said, if you're not a bow person, just fill that in with greenery and berries. And here's what this looks like. This was so inexpensive, so easy to make, and I think it is really beautiful. And if you're not into strawberries, you could do this with little lemon pieces or whatever you like. You could substitute in for the strawberries. Let's talk about today's challenge. It is hosted by my friend Brenda over at Rustic and Lace and myself. We get together on the first of every month to host a super fun challenge. This month is Summer Fruits. If you haven't checked out Brenda, I highly recommend you do so. Her channel is absolutely amazing, and I'm going to leave it linked in my description box, as well as the playlist for this challenge so you can get tons of summer fruit inspiration. This next DIY is kind of a thrift flip. I was given this frame from a friend of mine and it had an image in it, so I just removed the image. The image covered the whole backing and was nailed in there and stapled in there. Somebody did not want it removed, but I removed it and removed the staples that were going to poke me. And then I grabbed this placemat that I had crafted on and was kind of messed up, but the flip side is really pretty, and this was from Walmart last season. I placed it on top of the back of my frame and just traced where I needed to cut. So here's an idea if you find a cute frame at a thrift store, or maybe have a frame in your stash that you could use. Placemats are awesome to fit in there. So I'm just going to glue that down, and then you can just cover the back with some brown craft paper. I grabbed this little Homeward from Dollar Tree, comes in a 2-pack, and I'm going to hot glue that down in the middle of my little home cutout. Then I'm going to use these little felt lemons that came off of the garland, but you could also use this little lemon from Hobby Lobby that I believe was only about $1. So here is what this looks like. I think it is so cute. It was very easy, and I just wanted to share this in case you have a frame laying around your home that you could revamp using a placemat or whatever other type of image you want to use. But for me, this craft was practically free and so easy. Okay, let's move into our next DIY, a fun and easy watermelon craft. I took a sign from Dollar Tree and I painted the back of it with Waverly Plaster chalk paint. I grabbed some vinyl from Dollar Tree in the colors red and green, and I'm just going to place my wood round down and trace around the top of it to get a piece that I want. I do that with both the red and the green, and I'm going to place that on the top and the bottom, leaving the plaster exposed in the middle. So here is what that looks like. Now I found this summer sign at Dollar Tree. I thought it was so cute, and I just stole the little watermelon pieces off of it. I'm going to glue them down to my prepared round, making sure that I leave the little piece that has little bite marks mark in the middle, as I thought that that was really cute. This was so simple and easy to do and very customizable. You could take another Dollar Tree sign that has different fruits and just change the color of your vinyl if you wanted to. I formed a bow with this buffalo check ribbon by just folding it over and scrunching it in the middle, but of course bows are optional. If you're not a bow person, leave it off. I just glued that down to the side on the top here. I dovetailed the ends of my ribbon by folding the ribbon over and cutting a triangle upward. And then I just took another piece of watermelon that I had that had this little tag that said sweet on it. I thought it was really cute, so I took the tag off. I formed a little bow with some jute twine and tied the tag on the tail of my bow, and then just glued that down inside of my larger bow. I just thought that this was a cute finishing touch, totally optional, but Dollar Tree does sell little metal tags that you can make your own little sweet tag, or it could say any word that you like. And here is what we have, an adorable little watermelon sign that would look super cute in a watermelon kitchen or a dining room. So quick and easy to make, very inexpensive, and just a few supplies. Up next, we have another lemon DIY. I'm going to show you how I made this very inexpensively using mostly Dollar Tree items, at least for the base of my sign. I have this image that I purchased at Dollar Tree a couple of years ago. It came in a frame and I saved it. I also have this jar from Dollar Tree that I got after fall for 50 cents. I'm removing the little lid portion at the top and also the hanger at the back. Now I am going to use a glue stick very thickly here, and I'm going to use some Dollar Tree fabric to cover my jar. You can use Mod Podge if you like. The glue stick actually did work on this fabric since it was so thin. Once I place my fabric down, I am then going to cut around it. Next, I am going to take my little jar lid and also glue stick some fabric on top of that. Again, if you feel more comfortable with Mod Podge, use Mod Podge. Next, I'm going to take my image and I'm going to use glue stick on my fabric and also on the image. Place the image down, press it in carefully, and trim off any excess. I did glue back on my jar lid at this point, and here is what it looks like. Next, I cut down some strips of ribbon to the length that I liked. I believe it was about 6 inches here. And I'm just going to crisscross them back and forth. The lemon ribbon was from Hobby Lobby. And then I always have some check ribbon on hand. You can find it at Hobby Lobby or Dollar Tree. Once I get my ribbon all stacked up in X formation, I bunch it in the middle. Again, you can use a pipe cleaner. You can use a zip tie. Or like me, in this case, you can tie it tightly with some twine. I just wrapped it around a few times and made sure it was very secure before I cut off the excess. Then I'm going to glue this down at the top of my jar at the side, just like so. And I'm going to dovetail my little ribbon tails here by folding them over and cutting a triangle upward. I do have this trim from Dollar Tree. It comes with a couple different kinds of trims to a package, and I am just going to take some across the jar lid here with a little string of hot glue and also the bottom of my jar. I also formed a little bow with it and put that in the middle of my larger bow for an accent, and here's what it looks like. I really like this one. I think it is so fun and customizable. You can use any image that you like, a calendar image, something you print offline. The sky is the limit. So for this DIY, you'll want to grab a wood round. You can do that at almost any hardware store. I did it at Home Depot, and they cut it down the middle for me. This one is 18 inches, but they have different sizes. I am going to trace out what I think a lemon should look like using a pencil. I did a half circle and then I did a few triangles. The good thing about using a pencil is that you can erase it if necessary. So I just completed my design carefully the way that I liked it and made sure it was good to go before I brought out the paints. If you need some ideas of how to draw this, you can always look online at some pictures for reference and then just copy them or get ideas from them. Once I was satisfied, I grabbed some Maize by Waverly and I painted in my little triangles carefully. I also painted in that little half circle at the base of my lemon. Here's what that looks like, and I did do 2 coats to make it look thicker and more opaque. Then I grabbed Plaster by Waverly and filled in between my triangles, and I did a half circle around the top of the triangles, leaving some space there to come in with a darker yellow paint. So here's what that looks like, just filling everything in and making a nice half circle at the top, as I said. And this is what I was left with. I also did paint the side there. Now I grabbed this color paint by Apple Barrel. It is called King's Gold, but you can use whatever you like. And I filled in the remaining space on my wood round with this color, and also the side, of course. Then I brushed lightly over the top of this once it was dry with the maize color. I also brushed over the maize color of my triangle shapes with the King's Gold and some plaster, just to kind of blend everything and soften everything. This is totally optional. Do this however you like. This is what I chose to do. If you also want to further blend, you can use a baby wipe. Here is what I was left with. I grabbed some Mod Podge. You could use waterproof Mod Podge or a sealer and give this a couple of coats. I grabbed some hardware from the hardware store and just screwed it in. You can use any type of handles that you liked. These ones were about $1.50 from the Home Depot. It is that quick and easy to make an adorable and functional wooden tray. I don't recommend placing unwrapped foods on top of Mod Podge, of course, but there is some different food safe sealers out there if you needed that as an option. I thought this was such a fun idea. I actually got it from Courtney over at Creative on the Cheap, and I'm going to use the other half of this circle to make something for my sister. I made her a watermelon round. Up in the left-hand corner was Courtney's that inspired me. I just thought it was so fun for me and my sister to have the halves of a whole. I'm kind of corny that way, but I grabbed Waverly Lacquer chalk paint, painted a half circle on top of here, and filled it in. Of course, I did do a couple of coats to make sure it was opaque, and then I took Waverly plaster and went around the top of my half circle, just kind of making a ring there, and of course giving that a second coat as well. Then I believe this is Scallion by Waverly, and I went around the plaster ring there, just slightly overlapping it. And then I took this dark green color from Waverly and did the same thing, and also filled in the side. Then I'm going to brush a little bit of this lighter Scallion color on top of my dark green color to add some dimension. Here's what that looks like. Now I'm just going to use my pencil to trace some seeds. You can trace as many or as few as you prefer. You can make them as big or as small as you want. And then I just filled mine in with a marker. This was easier for me than paint, but do this however you like. I sealed this thing with some Mod Podge and also added on some more handles. So cute and easy, and again, perfect for display or for serving wrapped items, or of course, if you coat it correctly, you can even use it as a charcuterie board of sorts, maybe for some fruits or desserts, but I absolutely love it and think it is a great gift. So that is it for me. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't, and also give me a thumbs up, as that really helps me out here on YouTube. Take care, friends. I will see you soon.